Monica and John, it seems like they cared as much as we cared, and that was very apparent throughout the whole process. It didn't feel like they were just going through the steps, but they
Yeah.
wanted the outcome to be exactly what we wanted the outcome to be. So we were very aligned on that. It felt like they were part of the team and they're going out there and trying to get the best result for us, just like any of us would want.
I'm Arash Shiva, and I'm one of the co-founders of ShareGrid.
And I'm Marius and also one of the co-founders of ShareGrid.
So we run a online marketplace, and we needed a tax expert that had experience with online marketplaces. And so Miles Consulting came up on our radar, and they had prior experience. They had experience with California tax law, which was the state we were dealing with at that point. And so it was a good fit.
What stood out about Miles Consulting Group was their just level of experience. Specifically because we're a marketplace, we wanted someone that was very experienced within sales taxes. And particularly, John has a long history of dealing with sales taxes, especially within California. So we seeked out his experience, and he had much of it. He understood the landscape, he understood the players within that system, and was really helpful in helping us navigate it.
I think I'd echo what Marius said about their depth of experience with specifically California tax laws and the various offices and how to navigate that.
They're super easy to work with, super professional, super responsive. That's just kind of without saying, but they were very knowledgeable on the process itself, right? We've never done this before, so they were very careful to kind of walk us through the steps, give us an understanding of the milestones, kind of like set out a roadmap for us so we knew what we had to deal with and what time frame we were dealing with. And then they were very, very good at setting up forecasts, doing a full analysis of what we needed to do and for our particular case. So we felt like we were in really good hands the entire time. We felt like they knew the process, they knew what we needed to do, and we never felt like we were in the dark. They were very good at explaining every single step that we needed to go through.
I mean, no one likes dealing with taxes, and having a partner that can help you resolve those tax pain points as quickly as possible. Even though the government moves at the speed of molasses, I feel like they were very patient and they kind of guided us about timelines. Yeah, now that we kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's allowed us to focus on our business goals and getting back to what's the fun part of building a business. Monika was great. She's very knowledgeable, obviously, on all facets of taxes. John was the person we dealt with the most because for our specific case, having worked for the CDTFA, he had a lot of experience and knew people within that organization that was very helpful for our case. And yeah, the whole team has been great. They've helped us file with various states and keep everything buttoned up, and generally the whole team has been wonderful.
In our case, we had a large amount of data to go through, and besides Monica and John, the entire sort of team of associates were really good at organizing everything, keeping everything up to date, and making sense of all the data. Just because of the volume of data that we had to go through, they were able to deal with it with no problems. What I would share with another fellow founder regarding our experience of what to expect in working with Miles Consulting is that, like Arash mentioned, nobody wants to deal with tax audits or sales tax. And as a founder that is typically focused on their own business, that's not something you think of. And it's an area that most of us are not familiar with. But it's really comforting to know that, Miles Consulting and John in particular has so much experience in navigating audits and tax audits that you never feel like you're lost or alone. Like you always know what the next step is. You have context of what that step entails and the step in the process that you have to go through to kind of overcome those steps along the way. So it was just much easier to go through the process knowing that we had the right information. We knew who we needed to talk to. There was no surprises along the way. John and Monica kind of, it's like they see 5 steps ahead and could like prepare us for it. That's really helpful when you're going through something new that you're just not aware of.
We were engaged with another accounting firm prior to engaging with Miles, and we found Miles to be much more caring and professional in their dealings. And specifically, it felt like they were part of our family. I mean, it's been a multi-year process where we've engaged with them, and I felt like because they were a smaller firm, you really got that attention and that level of service that typically you don't get with much larger firms, and also more transparent in the way they build and more flexible in their billing, and so that we appreciated that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I would want to say that both, Monika and John, it seems like they cared as much as we cared, and that was very apparent throughout the whole process. It didn't feel like they were just going through the steps, but they wanted the outcome to be exactly what we wanted the outcome to be. So we were very aligned on that. It felt like they were part of the team and they're going out there and trying to get the best result for us, just like any of us would want.